What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of the Matttaro podcast. Today's episode is going to be the Advicecast. So we'll be taking in polls from you viewers as well as random people and giving you our advice. Please keep in mind we'll try and keep things anonymous and don't take us, too seriously when we give you advice. If you screw your life up, don't blame us. So today I have a host. His name is C. Say hello.
Hello.
Thank you. So to give you some context, he's a friend of mine from college. We play tennis together. We've been homies for a while now. He's a pretty big fan of the show. You may see him in the comments section sometimes. Do you have anything you want to say or any plugs, any usernames, whatever? Social media.
I'd just like to remind the viewers that today's episode was sponsored by Jamba Juice.
It wasn't sponsored by Jamba Juice.
Where you could save 15% or more on your smoothie insurance.
Use promo code "We're Not Sponsored" to get 15% on the price of your purchase. Just give us that money. No, we're not sponsored by Jamba Juice. We keep it free. We're not manipulated by big corporate companies to follow their agenda. Okay, I'm getting on tangent. Okay, so something else I wanted to bring up was I've been thinking we should have a jingle for this podcast, some music to bring us into the episode. I see all these other podcasts, they all have them. I do not. But anyways, okay, let's get into things and start giving you guys some advice. Let me fix the mic here. Give us 1 second. Oh gosh, it's a nightmare.
Are you gonna edit all this out?
No, I'm probably just gonna keep it in. I'm too lazy.
Wait, even this?
Even this, yes.
Even me talking to you right now.
Even you suggesting that I edit what I'm doing right now. It's all great content. Okay, so let's start with some of the lightweight things. I have a list here of some questions and advice people want. Okay, so one person asked, I get migraines all the time. How can I help? No, I get migraines all the time. How can I cure them? Caesar, would you want to tackle this one? Would you like to tackle this?
Well, this is pretty tough because me personally, I've never really gotten a migraine, and the headaches that I have had are pretty mild.
Okay.
Some of the things I do is physical exercise every day.
I see.
A semi-routine sleeping schedule, and drinking lots of water.
Okay, that's a good
throughout
one.
the day.
I think I've heard about water, yeah.
Oh, you heard about water?
I think I heard about what's that clear stuff outside?
Yeah, so anyways, that way when your body encounters stress, or more so your mind encounters stress, you already have a pretty solid, healthy foundation that won't be easily brought down physically by everything that's taking up that mental capacity to give you that headache, in my opinion.
I think that's really solid advice, Caesar. Now, for the listener who asked that question, my advice for you is to find yourself a nice sized brick, right? And you want to tie this brick to a rope, and you want to tie the end of that rope to maybe the ceiling of your bedroom or wherever you are constantly. And so whenever you start feeling that migraine, I want you to grab that brick and throw it out forward, right? And then the laws of physics, it should come back and hit you on the head. Ideally,
sort of like a piñata, right?
Like a piñata,
but
or like a pendulum.
Oh,
those like desk things
right.
where you hold a ball. Yeah.
I love Isaac Newton.
I love Isaac Newton. And ideally, if you do this correctly, it should knock you out. And if you're unconscious, you shouldn't feel the pain from your migraine. Those are 2 pieces of advice. You can do what you want from there.
Interesting.
Thanks for asking.
Wait, so is water a new product? Or
is water
why have you barely heard of it?
I've heard of it. Reference to drinking it to help you stop having headaches. Let me cross that out. Okay, we've covered that. All right, Caesar, I'll let you pick the next topic.
Oh, we're not going in order?
No, we're not going in order, just...
Okay. Well, I have a friend in high school back home,
Yeah.
and she said that her 15-year-old brother
Hmm.
has a girlfriend. And let's just call it my friend Michelle.
Okay,
Now,
Michelle.
Michelle's brother, he's also 15, like her, both in high school.
Oh, they're twins?
No, they were just born.
Same year?
Yes.
Oh, so that means like, wow, okay.
And so, yeah, like one after
That's
another.
back
you
to
know?
back.
Yeah.
Give the mom a break.
Anyways, that brother has a new girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
and Michelle doesn't really get along with her for reasons unknown,
Okay.
and neither does her family. So, given that social dynamic where a newcomer is entering that family circle,
Yeah.
she wants to know what's the quickest and most legal way to get rid of her,
So,
because said girlfriend is not someone they want around the family.
okay. So you said legal, so I'm gonna say that takes murder out of the table, and as well as
Yes, it
kidnapping.
does.
Yes, it does.
Michelle specifically said,
Options beside murder. No, don't hurt anyone. Yeah, so advice. Personally, I say, it's tricky because yeah, there's family involved and feelings.
yeah,
I don't know the entire context of the situation. I don't know how long they've been dating and how often you've seen the girlfriend. I'd say try and like invite her to some things a few more times. Like try to really be open-minded and see where you can make compromises. Now, if you think she's like really dragging like your brother's life down and stuff, implying that you haven't told your brother about this, maybe you try and find a good time to like just sit down and like, you know, carefully approach this topic. I'm going to assume that you probably have told him about this since you're putting in this question. I would say, well, what not to do is to keep telling your brother how much you hate his girlfriend, because I've seen it's almost like the movie cliche where you're just gonna push him towards her even more. He's gonna be like, my family doesn't get it. I'm 15. I got all these hormones. She's hot. I'm gonna keep chilling with her. And then you'll get the negative result you wanted. And maybe it's just one of those relationships where it's just like, or like one of those relationships people have where like he's just gonna have to get burned a bit and he's going to decide to leave it on his own. You know. You can't rush him into it. That's my advice. And do not murder her.
Do you have any personal examples where your advice would apply, Matthew?
In my own life where I've had situations like
Yes.
this?
Because I feel like the viewers want very practical advice.
That's true.
So how has what you've said been used in the past?
In my life, I can't even recall of a time. I'm not a professional. Good luck. No. Maybe try and like put it into more black and white practical use. Maybe like, because I know I just said like, it might come off as ambiguous because you're like, okay, well I know what not to do. What do I do? I guess you just have to like.
Speaking of ambiguity, this quarter in my leadership theory class, we learned that if given a choice between being indifferent or ambiguous, between coworkers or between you and your boss or anyone in the workplace, it's always better to be indifferent towards someone than ambiguous, because there's a certain discomfort mentally when you don't know exactly what your relationship is with someone else.
Yeah.
So you always it causes a lot of stress for you, and maybe that's why there's a surge of migraines in our demographics. So at least when someone's indifferent towards you and they don't really they couldn't care less, at least you know that, oh, that's where they stand. That's what I could expect from them, and that's going to be predictable, as opposed to like, oh, sometimes this person could be friendly towards me. Sometimes they're cold. But you never really have a clear, defined relationship. So, whatever path Michelle chooses to take with the girlfriend, I feel that it shouldn't be one that leans towards ambiguity. Whether or not she supports this girl or not, she should make her intentions clear, in my opinion.
Okay. And that made me think of something too, like, and to play maybe the girlfriend's advocate, like, make sure, like, she might be, like, nervous, and that's why, like I said, the first thing, or she could be shy, like, trying to invite her to things and be, like, really welcoming, because I'm trying to think of, like, movie scenes, or, like, in my life, people who have had relations, or, like, people that got into the family that aren't by blood, you know? Like, maybe they don't say hi to the person's mom or dad, and then the mom and dad, they'll take high offense to that, right? Because, like, maybe they just want to cling to the boyfriend, they don't want to talk to the boyfriend's family and stuff. So maybe you could, like, try and shine light to that to her and say, because also, I know I'm saying all these also things, and then there's also this case where it's like, I've had one person I've known, and she would talk to people in a way that sounded, like, really condescending, and, like, if you weren't friends or, like, patient with her, you'd be like, wow, you sound like a total jerk. And then one time we talked one time, and she's like, do I sound rude or mean? And I was just kind of like, you kind of
So she didn't know?
She did know. She did not know.
Wow.
She had, like, no idea. And I thought that's surprising, because I thought she was, like, doing it on purpose, or, like, you know,
Yeah,
what is her thing
yeah.
or whatever. And she's like, really? And I'm like, really? Like, it's crazy. Like, we're both 2 college students, and, like, when you go into college, you realize people have, like, such different experiences and backgrounds, and, like, there are people here who are probably, like, third years who do not know how to do their own laundry. And I kid you not, that might be surprising to some of you, and some of you are like, other people, everybody else knows how to do their laundry. I mean, so yeah, just to wrap things up on that one, try and see what you can do, Michelle. All right then, let's see what else we got.
I'll let you pick the next one. Gathu.
Oh, okay, here's one. I don't know what to do with my major. Get a job with it. Next question. That's all the time we have. No.
And that concludes this Advicecast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll let this jingle play us out.
Thank you, Jamba Juice, for not sponsoring us, even though we're drinking your smoothies during this podcast. Now I've ruined my deal with Jamba Juice if they ever come back and look at this episode. No. Okay, what should I do with my major? A part of me just said, let's say, like, just get a job with it. But,
I feel like the viewer left out a very important information, or piece of information, which is what major that is.
yeah, that's a tough thing about this. Like, because, yeah, some of these are from people I know, and then some is from, like, random people, and I didn't get full context. Because, like, when I thought of this question, I thought of, like, someone with a business major. But I don't know. That was just the first one that came to my head. What should I do with my major? Because
Wait, man, I got a great solution.
Yes.
Pick a letter between A and T.
N-T? F.
F? Damn it. There's no majors with an F. Because I was going to say, let's just pick a random letter, and then let's say this question is, like, for that major.
How about this?
French.
How about...
Let's just say they're a French major. How would you tell them if they don't know what to do with their major?
Get a job get a job speaking French. No. How about we both approach it as a general major, like any student that's, like, graduated this major, and then we can talk about our own specific majors. How does that sound? Okay, so generally, like, I'm a little bit worried, because it's like, at least for me, like, I went to college, I'm still going to college for a degree to get a job, but to be on the same page with you, I don't have, like, a specific title in mind, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of students don't have a specific title, like, they graduate in something, like, I want to do something generally in this field, like French, for example. So I would just say, try and get some
I don't
experience.
think I could even name 5 titles. out there. Maybe that's why. If we had an idea of what job titles there are out there, like, oh, I want to do this, or this.
And I think the best way to figure that out is through Google research, talk to people in the field, if that's family, friends, even friends of friends. Because I have a pretty interesting. Well, I'll talk about this when I get into my major thing. But yeah, because when you get into the workforce, I imagine they give you a specific title, which is like across the field, and you'll like have similar work, and you'll be able to say like, okay, I want to do this or that. Do you want to talk about it from the business major aspect?
So if you were a business major and you told me word for word, I don't know what to do with my major, I would tell you, A, you're in luck, because it's one of the most practical and applicable sets of degrees that you could possibly have. And B, there's unfortunately a more likely, there's a higher likelihood that you're going to be in the trenches where the corporate ladder is. And due to that culture, it's going to be a series of promotion, advancement, new job, slowly and surely. So if that's your route and you already prepared for that, or maybe you weren't prepared for that, that's just something that I feel is what lies ahead for you. Whereas other majors, let's say if you were like media and cultural studies or music or something in entertainment, you could be starting off as a assistant producer and then maybe be a producer, and then the rest of your life you could just be some sort of producer, because there's not much to advance to, but the degree to which your skills improve and the content that you deliver will greatly improve. Not necessarily, it's not as title based as business or any job in the corporation would lead you to believe. So if you have a strong sense of achievement-based recognition, then business is a pretty solid, should suffice that need.
I think it's the most popular major too, like, isn't it? I think so.
I would say so.
And then yeah, that was really good what said about like title-based stuff and such, because like I believe in the arts field, because I did a couple of classes in video production in high school. And let's say in terms of my team title, I may have been the editor that day, but I'm like moving the camera around. I'm doing like production stuff, like, you know, in the art fields, it can sometimes not be so title based, especially like I think if you're in a startup or something small. Maybe if you get into more corporate things, like if you're working on a big movie, then like I believe that there's like, yeah, like, okay, if you're a gaffer, like you're only doing gaffing, you're not doing the other stuff. But yeah, from my perspective, I'm a computer science major, and I think I have a lot of parallels with the same things Caesar said. When I was saying about getting experience in things, one story I had was basically I was able to visit one of these large, I won't say their name, but like a large software company in San Francisco, because my mom's friend's boyfriend was a contractor there, and they're able to take me there. I know a lot. And that's what I'm saying, like, don't be shy to like ask friends or like people you're not super cool with, because like people are pretty nice, and like if they're not having to bend backwards so much to help you with something, they'll generally help you. And you can always sweeten the deal by, you know, making it worth their while. Buy them a drink or something, I don't know. Or a Jamba Juice smoothie so you can feature on the front.
I love that plug, Matthew.
I'm really hoping they're hearing. I believe on the first podcast we were making some pleas for sponsorships as well. What was I saying? Yeah, like, you know, try and get some experience. Don't freak out too much. I'm assuming you are an undergraduate major. You know, you're still young, a lot of life to live. Try and get some experience. All right, I think we'll leave it on that note. Wow. In terms of bad advice, yeah, you know, just go back to your college, find whatever professors taught you your major, and say, hey man, you didn't tell me what I'm supposed to do with this. And they might say, well, that's not my problem. And then you'll say, well, it is now.
I have a theory as to why these college or academic questions come in. It's because I've noticed that every store that you go to has their customer service area. But when you walk around such a big university, at these types of institutions, there's no such thing as a customer service desk where you could file your complaints, get loud, blow off some steam, yell at the manager, exchange something, refunds, stuff like that. So without that, there's all these questions that people, these poor students, these poor unguided or misguided students don't know where to turn to.
Yeah, you could argue the system's corrupt. I know it's a meme, but like in college, yeah, like what Caesar was saying, like, okay, I mean, your best bet is talking to your academic advisor, which I believe all colleges have, and to your career counselor, or like career center, if your college provides that. And I believe that's also something that's generally provided to most places. But yeah, once you get your degree, you can't say, hey, my degree's busted. It's not getting me this job at this one place. They'll just laugh in your face. Or they'll say, you can come back and give us some more of your money, and we can give you one, but with no guarantee that it'll help your problem.
Wait, Matt, when I graduate, could I keep the receipt on my diploma and return it in 90 days?
Oh, actually, you can. No, you can't. Someone's listening to this in middle school or like high school. Wow. No.
It just has to keep the packaging, right?
It's still in the packaging. I did not walk fully across the stage. I only walked 75% and turned back. Changed his mind on graduation day.
Will I be receiving a gift receipt with my degree?
It's going to be like a GameStop purchase. Yeah, we'll give you 20% store credit.
Oh, God.
We'll give you $100 dining dollars. You're welcome. But yeah,
you're welcome.
It's crazy because like I know I have one question that's about like college experience. That'll probably be like one of the last questions along with high school tips. I think we should do high school tips and then into college. So it's like following chronologically. Unless you went to college before you went to high school, please feel free to comment below how you did that. Okay,
and also comment why you went to high school afterwards without stopping at college.
What did you go back to high school? Some kind of masochist, but okay. Caesar, what would you like to hit up in terms of advice?
Well, I've been staring at this notepad you had here for a while, trying to decipher what exactly best one-liner is referring to.
Best one-liner, best icebreakers.
Yeah, because I saw /icebreakers, and that made me think of the mints, the candy.
Oh yeah. So icebreakers, if you're listening to this podcast.
What does that have to do with one-liners?
I know. Yeah. Okay. I saw both. I know it was from a random person. I don't think there's necessarily a strong. Maybe they meant one-liner as icebreakers, because when you say one-liner, people think like a pickup line or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, we could tackle both, I guess.
Were you not a pickup artist in a past life, Matthew?
I'm a pickup artist in my current life. I'm the youngest flexer out. Wow. Best one-liner icebreakers. Man, just Google that one-liner part. I can't really help you that much with that one. Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see. That really gets the ladies going for you.
I think I tried that one once, but I said, are you from 9 I see?
From 9 I see.
It got way more laughs than the Tennessee.
I feel like since we're going to the relationship realm, I feel like I should also repeat, we are not liable for any of the outcomes. Use your judgment. Yeah, best one-liners. Do you know any one-liners? I don't.
You mean to use as a introduction? Because it says icebreakers.
Let's start with one-liners where like you're trying to spit some game at someone.
Dang.
Because yeah, see, like no one like. I would be okay. Some advice to the woman out there: if a man has like memorized plenty of one-liners, he might not be the one. Okay, because who just keeps all the. Okay, yep. Screw this question. We're going to the icebreakers. Icebreakers. Okay, yeah. So I had recently read a book, not super recently. It was called 92 Ways How to Talk to Someone. I know it sounds sad, but
Can I have a copy of it?
no.
3-second pause. No.
The viewers already stopped listening during the pause. I guess they're done. They didn't say that. Okay. But yeah, it's. Oh my gosh. You laugh, you lose the podcast.
Podcast version.
Podcast version. You just laugh. It's an ASMR. No. But yeah, what was I saying? Icebreakers. Okay, so.
I feel like your voice would be very well for ASMR.
You think so? Leave a comment down below if you want ASMR content. Gee, okay, we're laughing too much. I'm not even answering this question. Okay, so icebreakers. So there's a book recommendation. And so if you want to break the ice, you got to know your audience, right? You got to see the people around you, think, and you want to, since this is an icebreaker, you kind of want to go something that's more accepted, like people understand, instead of something that's super niche, right? And like be relevant. So currently the NBA finals, I believe they just recently ended. Talk about that, you know. If you're with a group of guys at a bar, they'll probably get what you're talking about, and then you can kind of get a feel for it and like relate it to things. You have to like make connections with your own life and the thing.
The point you make of being relatable, isn't that one of Tai Lopez's 67 steps for a better life?
I don't know. I do not know. Tai Lopez, if you're watching this, please put a comment down below. This is one of your 67 steps. Because if it is, I didn't know.
I feel like there's a reason why the popular mint candy is called icebreakers. So, my advice to you would be, open up your phone. Google Maps.
Take a picture of them, put the flash
Google
on.
Maps, the nearest 7-Eleven.
Oh my god.
Drive or walk to said 7-Eleven. Buy some icebreakers.
Segue to this.
Pay in only dollar bills and walk out before they give you your change back. And then pop one in your mouth, or open it, pop one in your mouth, and then describe the flavor to the first person you see while it's still fresh in your mouth.
Oh my gosh.
Let's say you got the berry flavor. You pop one into your mouth. You walk outside 7-Eleven and there's a homeless guy outside.
He wants change, but you gave all your change to the 7-Eleven person.
Exactly. So you're there describing the flavor, right?
But you got some great gum and conversation.
You say the tangy, citrusy berry flavor of this icebreaker is not as sour as the look you gave me when I told you I have no spare change, or something like that. You can just build off of the flavor. But any line you say, just as long as it's coming from within, aka from your taste buds, will be 100% authentic. And that's more what we need in this fake and superficial world. That's my 2 cents.
You don't have two. You don't have
those are not my 2 cents. I gave them away.
$2. Wow, that's. But okay, I'm gonna tie back to some more practicality. It's good that you brought up icebreakers. Okay, make sure that you're clean. Okay, brush your teeth. That's gonna help. Be presentable.
Oh yeah, you might also wanna open up the other side of the icebreakers, the sharing side.
Oh yeah.
And tell that homeless guy to open up his mouth real quick.
That works
And
better.
then just throw some in there. It might help for 5 minutes or so.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Some advice I'd also say from personal experience, don't be weird. Like, even if you are a weird person, like, hold on to that until you become more comfortable with the person. Okay? Don't start off weird. Wow. Just buy some icebreakers. This podcast was also not sponsored by icebreakers. Please give us money. Okay, we're making pretty good time on this podcast. Here's a funny one. One person asked, PlayStation or Xbox?
Though that's referring to
The console war.
Oh, I was thinking the restaurants.
The restaurants?
Yeah.
What restaurants do you know?
The burger joints. Like people say, oh, do you want to go eat at PlayStation or Xbox? And they're like, nah, man, I'd rather stay here and play on my McD 460.
D4.
And then my Whopper for the consoles. So is this referring to which restaurant has the best food? PlayStation or Xbox?
I don't think so. I think they're just referring to the gaming consoles here.
Okay.
Okay, well, I think I'm pretty good to answer this question because I owned a PlayStation 3 and an Xbox 360. Yeah, I was one of those spoiled dual console boy. Don't comment at me. Don't at me. Okay. No. Jeez. How about you, Caesar? Did you play either of these consoles?
I am currently an owner of a PlayStation 4,
Yeah.
but I wish I had an Xbox. So where does that put me?
That puts you in a bad position.
The only reason why I would want an Xbox is for the game Forza Motorsport, the racing game.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
I remember one time when I
Very
was in
nice.
high school, I played the demo at Target, and I thought it was so much fun. But that's when I quickly realized that corporate greed makes it so that certain games are only available on certain consoles. So you can't all have fun and play whatever game you want on whichever console you want.
Yeah.
But then years later, in 2016, was when I bought my PlayStation 4. By then I was 3 years old, but I still had fun with it. 2 years later.
Currently, I don't have my Xbox. It's like packed away somewhere, and so is my PlayStation. However, my brother, he has the new PlayStation, the PlayStation 4, and I don't know if he has the Xbox as well. I don't think so, or he might. I really can't recall. I know when I was younger, I definitely liked the Xbox over the PlayStation. I was a huge Halo fan, so they had that going. And to answer your question, I'd say pick the one that most of your friends have. Because, if you have a gaming console but you can't play online with any of your friends, you're going to wish that you had the one that you could play with your friends with. If you don't have any friends, okay, step one, get some friends, and then you can make it. No.
It's not easy in this world to get friends, Matthew.
It's not easy. Not all of us have icebreakers gum.
You sound like an ignorant elitist with all this social life in your friends.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be mean for like comedy reasons and if you don't have any friends, like on a real note, sorry about that. But okay, let's bring it.
When I watch this video later, or when you upload it, I'm gonna get to this part, realize I don't have friends, and then cry myself to sleep.
Cry myself. No. Please don't. Okay. Well, my honest answer, go PC. Okay, PC Master Race. I used to be an Xbox fanboy, but now PC. It's the best way to go. I mean, if you want to play online, there's a lot of free things. All you have to pay is internet, and you're already paying internet for multiplayer on the consoles. So I mean, unless like there's a specific game you really want to play on console, and also for some of those who don't know, I believe you can like connect your controllers to your laptop. So like if you're scared of like playing on a keyboard and a mouse, or you don't think that's the most comfortable, you could get a controller and connect it to your computer for some games. That's that. Also, E3 is going on, so watch that.
Did I mention that I've been watching E3 this whole podcast?
Yeah, we're not even paying attention. we're just blindly talking while watching E3. Okay, what do you want to tackle?
Wait, we didn't make a definitive choice: PlayStation or Xbox.
Oh, well, my answer is PC, but fine. If you want between the two,
PC,
if you
right.
have to choose between those two, I would say PlayStation, and that's coming from someone who was like a solo Xbox player. Well, because I'm mad.
Your reasoning?
I'm mad because I was at my friend's place. He got an Xbox One, and he had Halo 5, and I believe they like disabled the co-op on that game. Like you had to be online to play co-op story mode on Halo 5, and I remember being vehemently pissed that they had made that decision.
Wait, were you a mad lad?
I was a mad lad at that moment. I nearly threw his Xbox One out his what was, I think we're on the third story, out of his freaking third story window, because I was pissed off. Because that's just stupid. It's like from like freaking Halo 1 to Halo 4, if I'm not mistaken, you could do story mode on co-op split screen. And that way you could have your friends over, have a good time, and you didn't need live to enjoy that.
Which Halo game are they currently on right now?
I believe Halo 5, but I believe on E3 they released that they're going to be releasing Halo Infinity, and I think that might just be for PC, if I'm not mistaken. Do your research.
They're not releasing Halo 6, which is the next logical number after 5.
Well, you know,
I feel like Drake would be offended since he always raps about the 6.
That would have been his game. Play that with Ninja.
Yeah, forget Fortnite and Ninja.
Forget Fortnite and Ninja.
He would have played Halo 6.
Halo 6 and Master Chief. What was I going to say? Well, yeah, you know, they made like the iPhone 6, 7, 8, and then they jumped to the 10. So
Drake versus Pusha T, Halo 6.
1v1.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
You co-op, you lose.
You co-op, you lose. Yeah, Xbox, it's... Because the main thing that kept me on the Xbox thing, because I had heard that PlayStation... I remember all my friends, well, my like 2 friends are like, bro, you need to go on PlayStation Live. It's free. And I did have a PlayStation, but I was in love with Halo. You know, like I was a Halo loyalist, and as long as Halo was going to be on Xbox, I was going to be on Xbox. And that's not to diss a PlayStation.
You were in love with that franchise?
I was in love with the game.
Is that where the phrase, the Halo effect, comes from?
The Halo. No. But no, I was a
I love your 3-second pauses.
I was a huge Halo fan in high school. I remember I waited out at midnight with my mom. Like
No.
it was around middle school for Halo Reach.
Not your mom.
My mom had to drive me there. I was like,
It's a great mom.
Great. Thank you, Mom. I love you. You're not watching this, but if you are watching this, I don't know how. You don't know much. Okay, then I'm just gonna... But back to what I was saying, yeah, Halo Reach. I waited out there, and there was other people there too.
Back to Matt's mom. If you're watching this,
Don't.
if you reply to this video, we can't hear what you're saying.
As she
So
said,
she's probably telling you to study right now, but we can't hear you because this happened in the past. Because this will be uploaded in the future, if that makes sense.
wow.
Yeah, back to Halo. What was it?
Halo Reach.
Reach.
That was a fun game. I got like the pre-order DLC. Okay, I'm getting on this Halo tangent, but yeah, like I said, go to PlayStation, because after they screwed up Halo for me, I was like, I'm done. I believe you have to pay for PlayStation Live now, but I mean, I say
I
PlayStation.
feel. Wait, PlayStation Live? You mean
Like
the
the
online?
multiplayer, yeah, the online.
It's called PlayStation Plus,
Okay.
and yeah, it's also paid.
Yeah.
I recently bought one for a year.
Mhm.
It cost me like 47 or 48, but the
Okay.
regular price is 59.
Okay. Yeah, that's how it was for Xbox, and I played. I believe it was $60 a year for Xbox
Yeah.
Gold. All right, well, thanks for getting me angry about Halo. No,
Vehemently angry.
vehemently. Yeah, no. They did Master Chief wrong. I cannot forgive them. I've been doing PC recently, playing like League, Fortnite. Yeah, no. And also, yeah, I'm 22. Like, I've been playing video games less often than I used to. I still play, don't get me wrong. But like in high school, I would fall asleep with that controller in my
Wow.
hand. I kid you not.
Wait, Matt, you mentioned League and Fortnite.
Yeah,
My
League and
question
Fortnite.
is, have you seen Dame Tu Cosita on either of these games? Make a cameo on either of these games?
I haven't seen the legendary Dame Casita on either of those games. But okay.
Comment down below if he's an alien or a frog. Because I can't make up my mind. What is that thing?
I'm gonna say alien. He has to be an alien. He was like on like Mars or whatever doing that dance. Why are we talking about Dame Casita? This channel has gone down the drain. Okay, next question.
We need to stay relevant.
We need to keep the 12-year-olds watching.
Matt, I feel like we should go back to your PUA mention and knock this one out of the park. How to get a girlfriend.
How to get a girlfriend. Ooh.
So, any pickup techniques that you'd like to share?
All right. Oh, yes. Okay. I've told this to multiple people. I believe it has a 0% success rate, but hey, 18th time's the charm. So, all right. And this works for whether you're a guy or a girl.
Yeah, keep in mind that
if you're trying to get
when the
somebody.
question says how to get a girlfriend, it could very well be a girl asking this question.
That's true.
So make sure to include all our viewers in your answer, Matthew.
Okay, you guys can't see this because it's audio, but putting his freaking headphone jack into the end of my pen is really lame. Okay.
I need to listen to what the kids are listening
What
to.
the kids it's like that video when that dude has it into the trash can and he has his headphones in. He's just listening to a pin. These words are fire. Okay, let's say, alright, you're a dude. You see this hot chick, right? She's fine. She's worth your time.
Dang.
And you don't know what to do though, right? You see.
But you need to make her mine. Or
yours. Please get her to be my girlfriend. That's why I started this podcast, so I can get people to get. No. Yeah. That's so bad. Okay, but what I've told people, okay, you need to look her straight in the eyes. And, you know, you need a stone cold glare. You walk up to her. You put one arm on her right shoulder specifically, right? Now you've stopped in her tracks. She's like, what the heck's going on? And now you reach into, with your right, okay, your left hand's on her right shoulder. And keep in mind, all these positions are important. Do not, if you use your right hand on her right shoulder.
it might actually work.
If you do any of these other things can go terribly wrong. You'll tear a ligament in your rib cage. Okay, but anyways, back to the specific instructions. Left hand on right shoulder. Use your right hand to go into your back pocket, and you'll grab a pineapple. You whip out this pineapple and you show it to her, and then you say "dame," and she'll look at you, and then she'll say "hi, arigato, gracias," and she'll take that pineapple. All right. And okay, the next, she'll know what to do from this step because all girls are born with this knowledge. She'll take that yeah.
Do all girls have pineapples in their back pockets?
No. She'll take this pineapple. She'll slam it on the ground, and inside you should have prepared a note saying, "Hey, I like you." And now you're saying, "Okay, how am I going to do that?" That's for you to figure out. Maybe cut it in half. However you want to do it. I don't know. That's up to you. That's where you can get creative. Now, in terms of the messaging, it has to be in Comic Sans, hey with a capital H, and then a comma after hey, and then I like you afterwards. and yeah, she'll start dating you and give you your number. So
Interesting. Wait, what if said girl is not strong enough to break open the pineapple upon smashing into the ground?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Is she not the one? Is that the test to find out?
That is part of the test. If she can't do it, I hate to break this to you, but she may not be the one. But there is a loophole.
Save that pineapple for another day.
Save that pineapple for a girl who deserves it. No. Okay, if she doesn't break that pineapple in that initial throw and you're feeling some type of way, and you're like, dang it, I know Matt gave me that lit advice on episode 3 of the podcast, but I really like this girl. You have this option. You can allow her to try and throw it 2 more times. And
Can she phone a friend?
Can she phone? I'd like to use my call. And for those 2 additional times, you help her throw it because you want to show her that you're a supportive person, you're a strong person, and you can take care of her. So if it still doesn't crack after that, she's not the one. Okay, just move on.
Wait, Matt, I'd like to ask, what's this song name?
He's referring to the pen that he
one
has.
that came on, it sounds really upbeat.
Dame tu cosita.
Oh.
Oh,
wait, really?
we've just been copy striked. Dang that. How about you, Z? I should preface this with, I don't have a girlfriend and I've been single, so.
Interesting.
Take it with yours.
Well, my 2 cents, or if I had a change to spare, my 2 cents would be
If I had change to spare.
when I first asked Matt for advice regarding girls, it was one day after tennis club, which is Mondays and Wednesdays at the rec center. By the way, 8 to 10 p.m. I was saying, hey Matt, want to give me some advice on girls? And he's like, what do you want advice on?
I'm trying to think of what I said.
And he said, and I told him anything. Like, I just want to learn from the best. And then after he got off his high horse with my comments praising him, he, on the walk home to his place, he was telling me, when you see a girl, actually it sounded very similar to the advice he just gave a minute ago. He just said, when you see a girl that you like, you want to make her like you back or be your girlfriend. Wait, you said tap her on the shoulder too.
I think it was.
And then you're like, just grab a watermelon. Oh no, wait, you said.
Was it cantaloupe, pumpkin,
have her
squash,
like
cucumber, eggplant?
Walk,
I'm just naming
walk
these
past her and then turn around and then grab that watermelon that you always carry in your pocket.
Oh yeah, watermelon.
And then throw it at her head. And when she turns around to say, ouch, that hurt, or to see who it was, that's when you make your move. And I can't remember too much of the specifics regarding what you said to say afterwards, but
I mean, you already have
a recurring theme with Matt's PUA advice is all about attention and standing out. So whether he tells you a cantaloupe or a watermelon or a coconut if you're in Hawaii, it's always important. I think what Matt's trying to say,
he just put his hand on my shoulder. Or do you have something you want to tell me?
Is that you need to stand out, be memorable, not be like other guys, and
I'm not like other guys.
Prove that you're worthy to garner someone's attention by doing acts such as these.
Whips out cantaloupe mid podcast. But yeah, some practical advice because some people may really be wondering about this. I'm wondering about how to.
What was the question again?
How to get a GF? Let's just widen it out.
This question could very well be how to get a gluten-free. And then it just cut off.
Anything.
It could be something else.
Gluten-free bagel. But yeah, let's open this up. I'm trying to give some practical guy to girl advice because that's my main arena, and then just like advice in general to getting someone. Yeah, practical. I think one thing to do or realize is Okay, get ready for rejection city, okay? Like, yeah, you like that cute girl in your middle school a whole bunch, but she may not like you back. And you have to, be emotionally ready for that rejection, that reality. And, there's just some like common stuff. Maybe it's not common to you. Like, okay, if she rejects you, be respectful, take it like a man, just walk away, don't harass her or anything. Understand that people you like may not like you back. That doesn't make them a bad person. People have different preferences and tastes, okay? You're not gonna last long in the single trying to get into a relationship world if you're mad about everybody who doesn't like you back. Try and it's like marketing, all right? You gotta show off your pros, all right? You're hot, okay? Wear that tank top then. You're funny. Keep telling her jokes. You have to play to your strengths and be honest.
Is a slogan required? A catchy slogan, just like in marketing?
It doesn't hurt to try. Free sample. Yeah, maybe that is what I was trying to say with the fruit stuff. Stand out.
Yeah, I could decipher what you say.
And that's why you're my co-host for this episode. You get it. And yeah, like relationship experience. Like I've had like moments where like I've spent like a considerable, and this usually happens when you're younger too, because like when you're in high school and you're middle school, there's like only so many people in your class, and like the world's a lot smaller. True. And so like I know for me, there's one person like I was really interested in, and like I pretty much put all my eggs in that basket, and that basket did not float; it sank.
What grade was this?
Let's leave that for undisclosed. But yeah, the thing is, yeah, like, and also you could say this has some impact to do with like media and culture. Like you romanticize this person from far away, but you don't get a lot of one-on-one interaction with them. And in your head, you're
I could see you. I could see a little Matt.
I wasn't that little.
Those thoughts.
Like, the thing is, like, yeah, you kind of have to be faster. Well, not, I don't mean fast, like jumping into relationships and stuff. But, like, don't let yourself, I know it's fun and all, like, thinking about that stuff, but you shouldn't, like, let yourself romanticize it to this big deal without any interaction with that person or, like, figuring out how they feel. Because then, like, you spent all your middle school years or all your high school years, or maybe both for some of your cases, and then only to have it's like, yo, I only thought of you as a friend or like a brother.
Wait, Matt, did you just reveal to the viewers that you got brother zoned in the past?
No, I don't. I haven't gotten brother zoned. Wow, and I think we should like segue this to this one person asked about like their friend.
Wait, you just paused the song.
Oh, I touched the pen. I actually paused like what I do. But yeah, like.
Wait, which question?
There's this one question, but let me like wrap this point up. Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'd say if I could give you like a time zone, maybe like after a couple months or so, or like maybe a year. Like if you're in high school, because you have like 4 years or 3 years in middle school. That's when you make your move. Okay, so then you have time to recover and keep going. You know what I mean? And just because they say no, it's not the end of the world. There's, like I said, it's a smaller world in middle school and high school.
The thing about this MP3 player is that I can't listen to music at the same time
as and write. Probably because
sort of
it's
like
a pen.
The iPhone, how you can't charge it and listen to your earbuds. These corporate academics selling these overpriced MP3 players. They can't even do two things at once.
Pen versus phone. Okay. I'll segue us to this other question because it's kind of vague. Okay, so another piece of advice someone wanted was, okay, someone has this cute guy who is her friend, but she says he's leaving. I'm going to assume that he's going to like either a different town, leaving. I'm going to assume different town or graduation, different school. I don't know. Maybe transfer.
He might just be leaving to go to the restroom.
He might just be going to. Well, then all you have to do is wait for him to get out.
Next question.
Next question. No. Let's say. Actually, I mean this. Let's assume that he is just leaving. We could just leave it at that. Yeah, you guys are gonna have considerable distance away from each other. Okay, and she says they're friends, and she's getting feelings for him. Wow, where were these friends for me back in? Has flashbacks.
This channel was just made with the sole purpose of getting you a girlfriend, Matt. I can see it now.
I can. Jeez. Okay, let's bring it back to earth here. Okay, so
could we have more context into this question, or is that all we have to work with?
That's all we have to work with.
For this question, I would tell this girl the same thing that I told me.
And you told you?
No, when I told me when I got out of my most recent relationship, and that is that there's plenty of people, there's plenty of fish in the sea, but the same thing, not the same thing, but like the same type of attraction level or whatever it is that you're feeling at that moment for someone could very well be transferred to someone else. And there's not just because there's lots of people that look alike, but there's lots of there's lots of different tastes out there. There's a whole, when you think of someone that you want to be with, it's not like a shopping checklist. It's more like a chart with different traits, and each of them you're able to toggle them. You're able to slide the little toggle depending on the intensity of those traits or lack thereof of demonstrating those qualities. So if something like being caring is important to you, everyone you meet, a guy or a girl, whether or not you're attracted to them or not, there's a level of caring that they have in their personality. Every guy you meet, if trust is important to you, if respect is important to you, they're all gonna have a certain level of those traits there present. So it's not that you can't ever get attached. It's more like the realization and the awareness of your options are nearly infinite in terms of who would be a good person to be attracted to, or who would be a good partner for you.
Wow.
So yeah, if they're leaving, you know, don't sweat it. Think of all the people that's left you in the past and how relevant they are to your current future.
True. Okay, you brought it back.
Sorry for being so savage.
The first words I think of all the people that's left you. That's some good advice. I would say, we're giving a lot of practical advice versus silly advice. This is helpful for people. They're like, thank you. You actually answered my question instead of telling me to throw a pineapple at her. Okay, my take on this. Yeah, it could be the thing that, like, maybe, you know, like, also, like, stuff, like, piggybacking on what you said. There's, like, things you want from someone at this point in your life, and then, like, maybe later on, don't put those on my head. He's putting them on my head. Then maybe later on, turn that up. He put the...
Sorry.
Nice. Okay, too loud. Sometimes you might want different things. And also my brother, I won't say which one. I had 3 of them, so you can guess. He had told me that, like, you could fall in love with anyone. And I thought that was, like, such a crazy thing to say. Like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, if you spend enough time with one person, like, you can...
No.
No. I'll say he's half right and half wrong. Because, like, yeah, there are some people I will not...
Matt, if you're half right, of course the other half's going to be wrong.
Okay, so the door to exit here is right. But I'll say he's right in the sense that, like, you can really expand like your field of people, the fishes that you care to fish for in the sea.
Your brother had a piece of great advice where you could fall in love with anyone.
Yeah, like I feel like recently, since I went to college, because I remember in like high school and middle school, like I would just have like laser point focus on like one person that I was attracted to. And me personally, I thought that like if that
How did that work for you, man?
Very bad.
Bad.
Not necessarily bad. I mean, I still cherish the innocent feelings I had and the feelings of like really getting into one person. Like, okay, when I say that, I don't mean like get multiple people and like cheat. Okay, now I'm starting to recall what I was saying. It's just like, oh, and also back to that, like if I focus on one person, it felt like if that didn't work out, it'd feel like I was not necessarily cheating, but like I was settling if I was trying to go to someone else. And that's probably part of my Aries nature. I'm like,
can you elaborate on that? I'm having a hard time.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say here's a hypothetical. I'm in middle school, right? I like this one chick. I'm really crazy about her. I tell her I like her. She says she doesn't like me.
Oh, no.
I cry about for 20 hours on straight. And then I might see another girl. And then also this has to do with like, I don't know, quote unquote, getting over it. And like talking to her, I think of like the previous girl. And then in my mind, I would even compare the two, which is arguably not good. Well,
to her directly or to yourself?
To myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. And the thing would be like, I just feel like I'd be settling because I felt like the first person that I was attracted to was like such a great person. You kind of put them on this pedestal, and that's like one of the drawbacks.
I've been there.
Yeah, it's one of the drawbacks of just this laser focus, and maybe other factors as well. And like, what was I saying? Yeah, like, there's multiple people. This made me want to ask you a question. Do you think you could marry again if you like, let's say not a divorce, but like what
death?
If through death. Like let's say you're like really tight with your wife and then she died.
Well, I feel like there's a reason why the saying is "till death do us part," because once death liberates you, you're free. So yes, I would, because it's in the writing. You have to read the fine print.
Kids, I don't like our stepmom. It was in the writing.
I'm legally allowed to do this.
Oh my gosh. I feel like that'd be such a hard conversation. Well, maybe not hard. I mean, a serious question to like ask your fiance, like, hey, like if we die, are we like cool to marry someone else? Or is it like, okay, we're married, stay with me, ride or die, and then like see me in the afterlife? And that's been a question. That's been a thing too, because like some people, they'll say, okay, if I have multiple husbands or multiple wives, and if they believe in an afterlife, and they believe that these wives or husbands will go to that same afterlife, and they're like, what happens then? Because then maybe they think like, some may say like, there's no concept of marriage in that afterlife. Maybe you have a different mindset after you go on to that afterlife. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or you could always like reincarnate as like a beetle or an ant or something. So marriage wouldn't even be conceivable in your little insect brain or whatever you reincarnate as.
I feel like that'd be kind of sad for me personally, because it's like, because like, I mean, yeah, you get the like bliss of ignorance of your former life, I'm assuming, of where you could understand marriage and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I don't know. It makes things feel like a lot more pointless if you just reset at the end. It's like,
well, that's why each life that you have to make it count. Because in the past life, you could have been a pharaoh, you could have been a god, you could have been a deity, and if this current life all you are is a measly 22-year-old young man, then you have to make every day count, because back in the day you used to be ruling kingdoms and doing everything, and if you do well in this life you might go back to a more powerful position in the next life.
oh, so you're saying like if you like positive karma will like kind of reinvest into your next life to be even better.
I feel like the life itself dies and ends, but the energy and the impact and the overall effect on the universe isn't gone. So if you did a positive effect, or if all your energies were devoted to meaningful things, then that still stays long after you're gone, meaning you'll be rewarded in the next life, even though your death and your memories and the memory of you itself, the physical, will be gone when you die. You look so lost right now, Matt.
This is a fun, lighthearted podcast where we don't get into. But yeah, okay. Friend who's leaving. In my personal experience, getting into a relationship with a platonic friend is very, very tricky. And
in your experience?
yeah, so my
How
own
so?
public. Because like, wow, now I'm going back
I
to
need
like,
Exhibit A in your life.
because there's one person who I had feelings for, and we were in a platonic. Yeah, just we're just friends. We're just
Can you remind those of us that don't have an expansive vocabulary what platonic means?
Okay, that's a good
Wait,
point.
what? Really? I was gonna say like instead of platonic, I was gonna say like a simpler word that you use, like an everyday word. Can you remind us what relationship means or whatever? Yeah, you were saying.
So yeah, platonic. That just means you're just friends. You don't want to be boyfriend, girlfriend, or anything more than. Does friends with benefits count as platonic? I think that does still count because yeah, that's just like physical stuff. Like I said, no romantic interest. Yeah. So.
Wait, platonic relationship is just another word for friendship, since there's no
Pretty much.
romantic feelings.
If it's a friendship between like two people that have like romantic or like sexual desires to their genders, you know what I mean? So like a guy and a girl, a straight guy and a straight girl that are just friends, that's like platonic. Because like that dude, he is into girls, but he's not into this girl that he's friends with to be like in a relationship with.
Interesting.
So
I feel like I have a lot of those
yeah, I have a lot of female friends,
platonic relationships.
but in college, I believe there's like more females in college. So even statistically, we're like prone to have more.
I
Female
feel like
friends.
you friend zoned all those girls, Matt. So we're trying to vie for your attention, but you just friend zoned them, so they got.
Well,
stuck
if you're
being your
watching this
friends.
podcast right now, please leave in the comments below. Because the sole purpose of this podcast is
Leave
for
a
me to
comment
get
saying if you're a friend of Matt's by choice, or because you were friend zoned.
No, I believe I've only friend zoned maybe 2 people in my life. And this goes back to the whole like, okay, yeah, so I can talk from the perspective of liking the friend and then a friend liking me. So I'll talk about the liking friend part because that's more about this person's situation. Like it can get tricky because one, like they don't want to like hurt your feelings and all that. And then for me personally, like I'd like second guess things I would do for that person. Like it'd be harder for me to do nice things for them because I'm just like, oh, is there like a romantic interest behind this? You know what I mean? Or like I'm trying to get her to like me because I'm doing this instead of just 2 platonic friends. Because like I'm friends, and you know, if I do stuff for him, I'm a straight dude. I'm not trying to get anything romantically out of it. We're just being 2 homies.
Can you remind me of some of the things that you do for me?
I let you put your plugs in on my podcast, and I let you. Can you remind me some of? Oh my gosh!
I just like hearing it.
Okay, but yeah, there was that whole thing. Like I'd be confused and whatnot, and it's like, oh, I'm trying to give you good examples. And then like, okay, when you're friends with them, you see all the things that you liked about them romantically. You know what I mean? And like you keep seeing them after this like fresh wound of rejection. And like maybe you say, okay, you know, it's cool, like it didn't really feel bad. That was me. Like when when she had said that she didn't like me back, I kind of was like, well, yes, I was respectful, like, yeah, it's totally cool and all. And then like I was trying to trick myself to saying like, yeah, this is a cool situation. Like I'm not sad about it or anything.
How did you bring up that you liked her, Matt? So you said you were in middle school, right? So maybe it was your approach.
That's my hypothetical in middle school. I wasn't
Oh.
necessarily in middle school. What was I saying? My approach? Oh, it was really. It was.
How did you initiate
It was-
that talk?
It was very cringe-worthy, and I wasn't
Dang.
like necessarily direct about it, but I was so strongly indirect that there was no way she could have proceeded otherwise. Then she was.
Were you beating around the bush?
I was ganging up around the bush.
Oh God.
Okay, I know. And then I remember, yeah, we had like a conversation, and she was just like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "Yeah." Oh jeez. Wow. Screw this question too. Also bring me back to it. But no, we're cool now and stuff. Unless we're not, please leave a comment down below saying. But no, like, yeah, I was, because of my personal experience. I mean, the pro was that like, I felt pretty, or you could also say this was a con. I felt pretty confident because we were friends. You know what I mean? Like, I knew this person, and it made it easier for me to like that person because we were friends, and I saw all these positive traits, and I was like, yeah, you know, this is a pretty good place to put my eggs in the basket for. But I don't know. It just gets sticky. And if this is any thing to help you feel better, like if things do go south, if you guys were friends before this whole like emotional like disconnect, you know, you having romantic feelings and him not having romantic feelings, maybe take a bit of a break. And if you guys are friends, I'm pretty positive you'll be able to reconnect back, you know?
So was that your first heartbreak that you've had, Matt?
No, I have a trail of pieces
No.
across the
No, I only asked that because I'm looking back at this question. It says,
Yeah.
cute guy friends, but he's leaving. So we have no context. So in my head, I was thinking, what if this is a younger girl, a younger viewer?
Yeah, possible.
And the reason why she's asking this and why it's on her mind is because this could very well be her first heartbreak if she decides to go ahead and tell this guy, and he turns her down or friend zones her or whatever.
Ooh, okay, so first heartbreak. Yeah.
Because I mean, if it's a girl with experience, yeah, she might run into this scenario where she has a friend who is leaving that she likes, but it won't be too big of a deal. She won't be as phased by it as much because unfortunately she's gone through other stuff in that realm of love, and well, it's just another one of those things. But to a much younger person or to someone that's more relatively inexperienced, this could very well be a huge deal, or one of the first times where they had to confront with this conflict of emotions.
Okay, I'll say that I don't have like a long record of being rejected to. Like literally, that makes sense. Usually I get all the girls I want to get. No, that came out wrong. It's just because I don't.
I'd like to remind the viewers that Matt is a PUA artist, so there's no way that he would have a long record if he wasn't one.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that came out really bad.
No, the thing is, I haven't really tried. Like, it's been few and far between. I'll say, recently, I've realized from like just trying to put myself more out there in the romantic field that I'm able to handle that punch to the chin a lot better than my first time. Okay, because like now, if
You used to have a glass jaw.
I used to have a glass jaw, now it's a wooden jaw. The thing is like, and also this goes back to like the whole laser focus thing. Like, the more you like hype up this person without practical or like real experience together in like a romantic field or whatever, the more it's going to hurt. And I set myself up for a pretty big hit back when I had that crush on that one person that was my friend. Because like it was also easy to hype her up too because we were friends, and like she actually had good traits that I liked in a person. So, I mean, if it helps you feel better, it gets easier. You just have to pick yourself up and keep going. It's hard. It's not easy. Easier said than done. I know from experience because I had to do it myself. Because when you're in like middle school and high school, your world is like so small, and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna be forever alone, or whatever the feeling is. Not the case. Unless you choose Xbox over PlayStation, then that is your. This video was not sponsored by PlayStation, and will never be sponsored by Xbox after that remark. No. But okay, bring it back. Like, oh, what was I gonna say? See, this is what happens when you make too many jokes. Like,
I like how you still have those lapses of behemoth anger in your grudge against Halo.
that was a bad question, bringing up PlayStation or Xbox to me. No, you just have to really be strong. You have to prepare yourself. And like I said, you make yourself the most vulnerable when you hype up someone to an extent. You just have to have confidence in yourself, good self-esteem. Just because that cute guy says no doesn't mean like you're a failure as a person.
Also, another thing that's semi-related is that happiness is within. So the reason, think of why this is a problem in the first place, because you're scared of whether or not he likes you back, or how it could work out with him. All these things that are, if there was a rubric, like a way this could be graded, the person grading it would be that person. And because this dynamic is very dependent on what he thinks or what he feels or what he's gonna do, you're putting your satisfaction in the situation, or your happiness per se, on an external source outside of you. In this case, this individual, this guy, and that's not healthy over the long run, because, like I said, happiness is within. So a better way to calm your nerves down for this entire environment that you're in currently is to focus more on putting your satisfaction or your happiness on factors that you can't control, factors that are within your autonomy, and similar scenarios where you are going to be the one in control of your happiness, not the one here that we have where it's more dependent on this other person, unfortunately. But yeah.
Or you could always throw a pineapple at them if you want the best. But okay, I hope we answered your question. And
I love your comic relief.
It keeps it keeps them watching. Subscribe, smash that bell button. But no, thank you for this question. I hope we shed some light for your situation, and you'll be able to use it moving forward. Best of luck.
Did I unplug your song?
That's really weird. Okay.
Yeah. Well, overall, if it doesn't work out with that guy, Matt is still single. And
Matt is still single.
This video was just to get him a girlfriend, so send us a DM.
Send us a DM. Okay.
Next question. What would you like to talk about, Matt?
Okay, so we don't have a lot left. I would like to do this text one, and then this fitness one, and then we can finish off with high school and college experience. And I think that'd be a good way to wrap things up. Okay.
So, quote, "You can come if you want."
Okay.
End quote.
So I wrote this note because I've been seeing this thing flying around Twitter a bit, because I'm woke and I'm staying on social media. Okay, it's been this debate. Maybe, fellas, have you ever been in this situation? Your girl texts you, "Hey, can I come over?" And the obvious reply is, "Yeah, you can come if you want." And then she flips out because she's like, "Do you want me to come?" And you say, "Yeah, you can come if you want." And she's like, "But do you want me to?" Okay, so you can already see my disposition on this issue, this debate. Okay, so What would be some better replies than "you can come if you want"? You heard about this? Just the letter K.
Wait, so the premise here is that we have a female and a male. Female texts male, can I come over?
Yeah.
And that's what sparks it.
No, not as it's the male replying.
No, that's what sparks the situation that we're in.
Oh,
so
yeah,
what we're
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to figure out here
For the
is
male's
what
reply.
to respond to that female text.
Yeah, besides "you can come if you want."
Okay.
You can want if you
I
can
feel
come.
like the best way to respond is what they tell you how to respond on Tinder, and that is through GIFs.
GIFs.
So, if you don't have a device that supports GIFs,
Wait,
or
did you just call it GIFs?
yeah,
Keep going.
GIFs.
Just keep going.
If you have a device that supports the sending of GIFs or GIFs, you need to get one because that is
You need to
man's
get-
best friend. Screw your dog. Your dog never got you out of uncomfortable situations.
Your dog just poops and bites your friend.
Yeah, and a GIF gets you out of a very angry night with your girlfriend, with your lover, with whoever said female is in your life, because it negates the need to use words, and you could use animation and silly comics to express yourself instead.
We just lost 80% of our demographics saying "screw dogs."
But we're pro GIFs. GIFs.
Thank you. Yeah, no. Okay, so this whole thing, okay. Can I come? Well, let me help advise you ladies out there so you can see from our perspective.
That's true. That's the real problem in
What-
this.
what we mean when we say "you can come if you want." That does not mean we don't want you to come. I mean, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that we do not want you to come. As in, like, oh, geez, now I'm starting to see why they're so frustrated. No. It does not mean.
What Matt is trying to say,
Yeah, okay.
that-
It doesn't mean we don't want you to come. Yeah. Okay. It's just sounding weird in my head. Like, we're not saying don't come, okay? It doesn't mean, like, well, for me, if I say to someone, like, you can come if you want, if someone's saying, oh, can I do this thing? Or, like, can I partake in this thing I'm doing? When I say if you want, because I'm not trying to give them pressure to come. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying, I guess sometimes it's like me not trying to make them feel bad by saying like, oh, I really, really, really want you to come. And then maybe they have something that pop up and they can't.
another thing that I feel works, especially when texting members of the female species, is to send them links for YouTube videos.
Thanks to YouTube.
One of
videos.
them, of my favorite, is the kazoo boy,
'Cause
the kazoo kid. So particularly the clip where it's only shortened to include the part where he says, "Hey, wait a minute, I know you," and then you could send, for example, that link to when she asks, "Can I come over?" Because it'll show that you're playful, you have a sense of humor, and that you don't really care whether she comes over or not, and that because you're already in a playful mood,
yeah.
she is more likely to come over because she knows that you're in a good mood,
Yeah.
you're having fun, and that could lead to something else if she does come over.
Caesar with advice. You know, that's what, because I see it playing out like this. She says, "Can I come?" You send her that kazoo kid, and then she'll like be like, "Oh, LOL, okay, I'm coming then," and then you can say "nice" or "okay," and there. Now you don't have to say if you want. Wow, Caesar, a man amongst men. What great
A
advice.
god amongst men.
This is a Christian channel. What was I saying?
That's why this is a Christian channel. I didn't say a Buddha amongst men. I didn't say
We just lost
Allah amongst
We're
men.
losing more and more demographics the more you talk, Caesar. Just
Did we have any listeners in the first place?
we're like in an hour already, so they've probably tuned up by now. We're just talking. But yeah, I think just understand that
Man, I feel like by this point, you could probably hide something better in this podcast than you can in the second page of Google search results.
I can what?
You could hide something better in this podcast than you can in the second page of, you know how people say, oh, if you want to hide something on the internet, put it in the second page of Google of the search results, because no one checks it. I feel like we're inching closer.
Okay, well now that since no one else is listening, yes, I planted the device in area 2B. Your money is there. Please pick it up.
And the key for the handcuffs to your girlfriend is on the third couch cushion in the guest bedroom.
The third couch. Oh my gosh.
You were saying?
You were saying? So back to the podcast. Oh my gosh.
The show must go on, Matthew.
Huh?
The show must go on.
Yeah, like, just because we say that, it doesn't mean, like, we don't want your company, you know? For some guys, it's just us trying to not pressure you to come if something happens in between the time you asking to come and not being able to make it. And for some guys, it might be they're just indifferent. That could also mean what you ladies think it means. Because I was thinking about it, you know, like, let's say you just got out of an argument and you're like, babe, can I come over? And you can come if you want. Well, yeah, that means. And then, yeah, you know, text is text. You know, things get lost in text. You can't pick up on the tones. Okay, I think that settles that. We had to keep moving. This is the longest podcast.
I have a question.
Ask away.
Could I come over?
You can come if you want.
Damn it. Have you learned nothing?
Since Kazoo Kid. Ooh.
All right. Wait, what about this one?
We can tie that into the college experience one. Thank you. Do you want an intern? We can offer you a position. You're doing really good work.
Okay. I could make a mean toast. Unless you don't like toast.
You're hired. Okay. How about you address that one?
Okay, our next question for this Advicecast is...
Ooh, are we over?
Dear Matthew, I want to gain weight and muscle. I'm skinny.
Well, eat more and work out more. Stupid question.
Next question.
Next question. I want to gain weight and muscle. I'm skinny. You know, no one's gonna ever ask us any more advice.
Matt, you told me that we couldn't submit questions. Yeah, you submitted this one.
Thank you for roasting me, Caesar, because I've been too mean to like half of these question posed. They're gonna think I'm just kidding. Okay. No one's ever gonna ask me for advice again. They're just think I'm gonna say stupid question. Next question. No, I'm actually in a similar.
Well, Matt, whenever someone asks me, "Hey, how much you weigh?" Tell them the truth. I always tell them between 200 and 205. They're like, "Wow, Caesar, I wish I could weigh as much as you."
Is that how much you weigh?
And then I said I always tell them the truth. And then a follow-up to that answer is I always tell them that I spent their mama's rent on protein powder. That's why I'm so swole.
Cookies and cream.
So step one would be get a job, or at least get money, and then spend your mom's rent for this upcoming month on protein powder. Matt, you look like you don't know what you just heard or seen.
I heard pay your mom's rent. Oh no, pay your mom's rent and protein powder.
No, spend your mom's rent.
Okay. I'm in a similar situation. Yeah, I'm a pretty lanky dude. I got some people tell me I have muscles. Me, like
muzzle?
Muzzle
like for your snout?
I'm actually a furry. That's why
we just roasted the dogs earlier on this Advicecast.
Okay.
But you secretly have a muzzle, you dog lover. Exposed 2018.
Okay, so yeah, some people say that I have muscle, muscle,
Muscles?
muscles. Okay, uh, but personally, I think I'm just like average. Like I'm really not that muscular, and like I'm pretty lanky. Well, not so much the whole weight thing now, because I'm starting to get somewhat of a belly. I'm trying to flatten that out. I'm not trying to flatten that. I should be trying to flatten that out.
Like a tortilla, right?
Kind of
like a homemade tortilla.
Like a homemade tortilla. And okay, I'm skinny. I mean, yeah, I'd just try and start small. Like, if you're not already on like some kind of workout plan, I'm assuming you're not, based off this question. Because if you are,
did you just assume their gender? Was that a microaggression?
I didn't, okay. I'm assuming that you're not on a workout plan because you're asking this question. And if you are on a workout plan and you're unsatisfied with it, I really can't help you so much because I'm not I should have my brother on this podcast because, okay, that goes back to the whole muscle thing. Because, like, some people say...
I thought you did have your brother on this podcast.
I haven't had my brothers. Oh, you.
Well, guys, that's my time.
I'll edit that out. He's leaving.
Where's the nearest exit?
Where's the nearest?
Runs to the window.
Runs to the balcony on the third floor of this building. Yeah, because my brothers, they did like football and wrestling. They're pretty ripped, and so like, I would compare myself to their.
Are you an oddball?
I'm an oddball. I mean, I'm taller than them, and they're older than me. So
that's what counts.
Who's the real winner? Yeah. In the genetic pool, and they have allergies because they're weak because they can't handle pollen, and there goes the rest of our demographic.
Our last remaining viewer.
I didn't want them on anyway. Okay. Yeah, no one's gonna like me as for the end of this podcast. Yeah, so I'd like say don't compare yourself to people because like, yeah, some people would say like, yeah, you have some muscle, Matt, and like I'd look at my brothers and they have like freaking their like biceps are like the size of your head or my head.
I feel like if you read between the lines to this question, Matt, you'll see that it's not a question about weight gain or skinniness or even pure raw physical muscle. It's a question that's screaming, help, I'm insecure with my body. There are some standards that I want to meet, but I'm currently not there. How could I feel? So? How could I feel more comfortable with how I look or how I feel?
I don't think necessarily, because she's like.
Okay. Oh, this is a she?
This is a she, by the way.
Damn it.
Okay, because I could see if it was a dude, because, like, yeah, lots of dudes, you know, they want these physical features and they're skinny and lanky. The thing is, like, well, I didn't see her picture, but she says that she's skinny, so I'm assuming, like, well, there's also, I'm not saying that skinny people don't feel bad about their body image, because, like, I remember when I was really skinny and I didn't like being super skinny. I still am pretty skinny.
I've never been skinny in my life.
I've never been skinny. When you're an embryo.
That's actually the skinniest I've ever been. And even then, I was a fat embryo. I was taking up too much space on the petri dish.
I was a thick embryo.
Thick with 3 C's. Before it was a thing.
I don't think this is her situation because she also said she wants muscle. You know what I mean? Because generally people
like be toned, right?
Like tone. What I've seen from females who may not be comfortable with their physical bodies, it's like generally just weight and having too much weight. But she's also said I'm skinny, so I think she's just trying to improve her physical form.
Interesting.
So,
it makes a big difference for some girl and guy.
Some interesting things is like, because I'm assuming you're doing this for physique, right? Like you're trying to look nice, look like the Instagram models. One, I believe it takes a long time. So if you're not where you want to be, like, let's say half a year into the future, like, don't get too crazy about it. Also, muscle weighs more than fat, so like, don't pay too much.
Does it?
Mm-hmm, it does. Because when I started working out, I started gaining weight.
No way.
I was like 160.
I started losing weight. How does that work?
I also probably got a little bit fatter too, but I think, yeah, because muscle does weigh more than fat. So it's like, don't let the numbers trick you too much, because like you might be like, oh, why am I gaining weight? You're not gaining weight, you're gaining muscle. You're getting swole. All right, dog. So, since you're doing this for aesthetics, I believe you want to do tone like workouts. So that's where it's low intensity but rapid like reps of the exercise.
Gain weight and muscle. I'm skinny.
I know one girl, she like, I don't really know her, but I know her from the internet. And like, she would complain about her
Superwoman?
arms. Not Superwoman. She would complain about like her arms.
Liza Koshy?
Definitely not Liza Koshy. No shade at Liza Koshy. But I'm saying Liza Koshy doesn't have swole arms. That's just a fact.
She's also another affiliate with our Advicecast. Just letting you guys know.
Oh my gosh, this is the worst decision I made. Liza Koshy's an awesome person. Okay, but going back, like, yeah, she had like.
Wait, which person's from the internet though? Jenna Marbles?
It's probably best I don't disclose their name.
Okay.
I've lost enough people on this podcast. She'd have like kind of muscular arms, and she'd be like, yeah, like she wasn't crazy about them. I mean, I think she liked being physically stronger, but in terms of like American standards of attractiveness, she wasn't crazy about her arms being strong. So I would say while you plan out your own regimen, work on the features you want emphasized. I'm not going to tell you what those are, but what those are to you. Maybe you want jacked arms, and you jack those arms up. And yeah, diet, less sugar, less carbs, get some vegetables and fruits in there and stuff. And then just try and, or maybe get a friend. If you have a friend who also wants to get fit, that helps, so you keep each other accountable. But yeah, I don't know what else to tell you about that.
I feel like gaining weight and muscle, like you said, go hand in hand, because apparently muscle weighs more than fat, according to our physician in our studio, MC, who will only be referred to as MC for privacy issues. So if you if you eat a lot to feed those muscles that you're gaining in the gym, you're obviously gonna gain weight because of all that you're eating to feed those muscles.
Drink water
but
too.
At the same time, you're gonna be losing fat because you're working out and being active. So I would suggest looking into a person that you would like to look like similarly. There's tons of fitness models out there on YouTube or on the internet. There's lots of websites devoted to all sorts of different types of activities.
Forums and all sorts.
So if you find someone that's similar in body physique to what you want to be, aka hashtag body goals, you gotta see if they have their own regimen or their own plan that they're working on to sort of build your bodies like them. If you look at different professional athletes in all the sports, a soccer player looks very different than a basketball player's body, regardless of height. A football player's body is very different in the type of strength and the type of physique as a tennis player or a hockey player or a rugby player or any other of these very physically fit individuals that exercise in a sense for a living by playing sport. So what my point is trying to be is that there's multiple ways to achieve the same outcome, and there's also multiple ways to achieve different outcomes, because same outcome would be, I want to be physically fit and toned, but at the same time you might want a different type of body than other people, or you might want a specific type of physically fit body, which is where the different outcome would lie.
Yeah, so
If that makes sense.
I say, the whole weight part of your question, like that's just like pretty much better diet and exercise. And we get into the muscle, which is also part of the exercise. Specify what you want muscular. What do you want more fit? And those are the things that probably put emphasis on in your workouts. Now, assuming I read this question in a different way, gain weight, okay, just get a big tub of lard, have at it. And I'm going to assume you said muzzles instead of muscle, like I said earlier. Go to your local Pet
shelter.
Smart, Petco, shelter. Just take them off the dogs. just unbuckle it and yank it right
This
out.
is a family-friendly channel. We do not support animal violence.
And then just wear them around. And then the other part of your question, I'm skinny. Well, that's great for you. Okay, start
Stop showing off.
Stop showing off. Oh my goodness. Okay, well,
I feel like this person that submitted the question
they
just
want
fat
to say
shamed me.
They just wanted to fat shame
Yeah,
us.
they're just flexing their skinniness on me.
Youngest flexer alive.
I'm here with my love handles, all self-conscious. Meanwhile, I'm skinny.
And I think we've hit all the advice points we need to. Any last words you want to say, Caesar?
I would just like to thank the Academy for giving me the opportunity to be featured on this podcast. I'd like to thank my mentor and half-brother, Matt, for inviting me. The lovely viewers for submitting all these questions.
Oh, please comment if you got all the way to this point, though, too.
And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please comment "Whoa, Vicky" in the comments.
No, not Whoa Vicky. We're Team Bengali or whatever her name is. The one who's like Catch Me Outside, that girl.
Bergoli. What should they comment to let us know that they watched until the end?
We watched till the end.
No.
I watched till the vehemently. Type in vehemently.
Oh, hell yeah.
Vehemently mad.
Or you could put mad lad.
Or mad.
Either one works.
Whatever. Just some kind of indicator about something we
Yeah.
said later into the podcast. Well, I'd like to thank you for coming on to our third episode. I really appreciate it.
We've been at it for 3 hours.
I know. This is the longest. Usually these episodes are 30 minutes. Yeah, this is really long. This is going to be a pain. But congratulations to your graduation. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Matt.
I wish you the best of luck to your future endeavors. Do you have anything you'd like to plug? I don't know.
In terms of plugging,
Media,
I've done
social-
enough nonsense on this podcast for today.
All right, then. Well, I'm going to shake your hand now. Thank you for coming onto the show.
Thank you.
And I'll see you guys later. Bye.